Good morning. So nice to have you join us today on 3+U. It's Wednesday, always a fun time to think about weekend plans, whether it's this weekend or in the weeks to come. So this morning we're helping you look ahead to October because one of the most fun events of the year comes back to the Chattanooga Convention Center on October 3rd, and you don't have to dress up to go. You'll understand why we think that is so much fun. Just come and wear your smile. We're talking about the Northside Neighborhood House's Not So Silent auction. Keely Anderson has the fun of co-chairing the event this year with her husband. Jenny Stripling every day gets to be the Chief Development Officer at the Neighborhood House. 100 years this year?
100
you
years.
Celebrate?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
That's quite a milestone.
It's an incredible milestone, and it's just been amazing this past year to look back and see the progress of the organization and the impact we've made on the community.
We'll talk about the Not So Silent auction and what makes it so much fun, but we've kind of had some conversations of late on the show with different nonprofits. Y'all are a nonprofit, but about how Chattanooga has this grassroots support here. You have an idea, we all work to make it happen. That was the case even 100 years ago.
Absolutely.
With the Neighborhood House.
Absolutely. I love our foundation story. Basically, several ladies who lived in Hill City, which is North Chattanooga, would walk to the post office, which was in Coolidge Park. People were living along the riverbanks, and they would just started having conversations. It's like, what do you need? How can we help you? Found out that they needed bedding and they needed education for their children. So instead of just collecting bedding and giving it to them, they taught the ladies how to quilt so that they had a skill so they could provide for their family. And then they began teaching the kids the basic skills they needed so that they could be successful in school.
So now 100 years later, you have not lost that mission because
Absolutely.
You're there to help. But what you find so often is that you're teaching people how to keep that going in their lives once
Absolutely.
they leave your doors.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Keely, I think your story is fun because we're talking about encouraging people to come to the event. You discovered the Neighborhood House by going to an event.
Yes, that's how we found out about the services and the mission. My husband and I were invited to go about a decade ago to the Not So Silent auction. It was much smaller back then, but we walked in and we were just blown away. It was the most fun event we'd ever been to. My husband was extremely tickled because he didn't have to put on a tux. It's come as you are. It's a weekday event, and you can just come right after work. And just the energy, the passion, the excitement. Jenny explains it a lot of times. It's almost like a game show more than a sit-down traditional fundraiser. So it's just so much fun.
Okay, so explain that because I've heard that mentioned before as well, that analogy, because you get there and there are multiple tables, right?
Right, yes. So we've got your traditional silent auction and your live auction, but the part that is fun is the not so silent part. So basically, everyone in the room has the opportunity to get in on the item that's going on the auction block. They have a number, they put in their bid, and the bid is the same for every person in the room. You stand up with a card, the auctioneer calls out numbers. If he calls your number, you have to sit down. And it keeps going until you hear cymbals clash, and that last number called wins the item.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Now
So,
it's early enough that we're talking that if you want to give an item to be auctioned off, y'all are accepting that, right?
Yes.
absolutely.
You said though, Keely, you're excited. You already have some pretty great prizes.
We have amazing prizes. As a mom, I'm really looking forward to the summer camps. We offer several summer camps that are a hot ticket item. Amazing date night options. We are so lucky in Chattanooga to have incredible restaurants, so many fun things. And we have experiences this year as well, locally and beyond.
Nice.
Trips, custom made suits, jewelry. I mean, there really is something for everybody.
So you're getting, but you're giving at the same time.
Absolutely.
I like too the idea of having, I like the weeknight.
Yes.
It's a, what is it, a Thursday?
Thursday night.
That's like the hot night. Really,
It is
because
anymore.
the next day's Friday.
You can get a babysitter.
Yeah, and then you've got the whole weekend to enjoy on your own.
Absolutely.
I think that's very
Absolutely.
smart. Tickets to come are how much?
It's $150 for an individual. We
Okay.
still have tables of 10, reserved tables of 10 available, and that is 15.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Just the 150 times 10. So talk about the fun you're bringing then. So when you get that ticket for $150,
oh my gosh,
what are you going to get once you're there?
You get all the fun in the world. You get great food, great drinks. The entertainment is basically you and your friends. You get to meet new neighbors while supporting neighbors, and just really relax and have a great time. Stand up, cheer, shout, support each other, and it's fun to see all the people at your table win items and discuss, what are you going to bid on? Have you checked out the silent auction?
Right.
It's just so much fun.
And y'all don't theme it, do you? You just truly come as you are.
Come as you are.
You mentioned you can come and see your friends and catch up. Sometimes there's such loud noise or the music is loud. Really, there comes a point where you can't talk anymore. That's not how this is.
No, you can step out. We have different areas. So if you're more of a silent auction type, you can step out and tour the fur boutique and some of the silent auction items. And then if you're feeling a little more rowdy and ready to shout and yell, you can come out to the live auction and raise your number and have a great time.
Now, there is also an online part of this as well?
There is, yes. So beginning on September the 21st, it's a Saturday, we will release the silent auction online so that anybody can bid. So you don't have to be there to the event to support the event or the Northside Neighborhood House. And it would be something people will want to check back in on regularly because we'll continue to add items as we get them.
Okay, so that's the fun of it. Now the mission of it. You heard them say how there were these women who were having a hard time with education for their children. So that still is the case. What y'all do is you focus specifically on the north side of the river.
Correct.
That's the demographic and the geographic area. You're wanting this year to take the monies you raise and really work with mortgage and rent assistance, is that right?
That is correct, yeah. Just in the changing times, we've had a great influx of individuals seeking assistance to cover their rent on a monthly basis. So one of the things that we're doing is our special ask from the event this year will help us continue to fund that and be able to provide that resource to our neighbors.
People really do come to you though. There are 3 different locations where they can come with your, like the thrift store.
Right.
Right, the 3 different locations.
We have 3 thrift stores. We have our main office on Minor Street here on the North Shore. We also have a satellite office out in North Chattanooga at the Coffee Community Collective. And then we are also embedded in 10 schools in northern Hamilton County.
And that's where that education circles back around. And you know that your dollar that you give to them is going to be well stewarded, because when somebody comes for assistance, they do walk hand in hand with that person to help them see how to not fall into a pit anymore. And
Really
raise
wraparound
themselves up.
services. I think that's what makes it so special. And at the community schools, as a mom, it's just great to see what they're doing in schools right now.
So how often do you get invited to come to a party and be a little bit rowdy of their encouragement? So get your ticket while you can. It is always a sellout. October 3rd is the date. September 21 is when the online part of it does begin. It's always at the convention center, nninhouse.org. You can go there to get your ticket. You can go there to learn more. They're always looking for volunteers as well. So great to see you both. Y'all have fun.
Thank you.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on. On time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Right now, you can join for just $1 down, $15 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. Join today in club, online, or on the PF app for just $1 down, $15 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Don't miss